And starting today's show off, Zach is with us in Nebraska. Hey, Zach, what's up in your world?
Hey, Dave, I'm doing really well. Thank you very much.
Sure. What's up? How can I help?
Yes, sir. My call today is, so my wife and we are 25% owners in 2 small-town grocery stores. And my parents would be the remaining 75% owners in this. Last year, we had around $6 million in sales, just a hair over $6 million. And we have 14 full-time employees with around 25 to 30 part-time employees. So last year, what we're doing is my parents are actually looking to retire within the next year. And they've actually kind of been fluctuating when that's even going to be happening. They've never really had a set date, but now they're kind of set on in a year. I'm passionate about becoming that next leader of these grocery stores in Nebraska. And there's 2 things that I'm kind of not so interested about that my parents are wanting to do. So the 25% owners that we currently bought, the ownership is we just structured that through a personal loan through my parents at a 2% interest rate. And that is paid through a draw through the bank every month. And so there's no going to the bank for that. But they are very insistent on me buying another 25%, but they absolutely want that to happen through the bank for another 25%. And then the other thing that which just kind of changed kind of drastically and without knowing as well is they are wanting to introduce my sibling and his wife into the partnership as well. So she is currently an employee of mine. So I've had her for 4 years. And to be honest with you, Dave, I just, where we've got one of our locations too that I primarily at, it's a very well-oiled machine and we're running really well. And we are raising up those future leaders within the business and within the community. And I just don't see it there in the 4 years that I've had. So I'm just kind of needing help maybe navigating these waters with those 2 questions that I gave you.
Okay. So I think what you're telling me is I'd like to own these grocery stores, but I don't want to go in debt to do it, and I don't want to be partners with my sister.
Correct.
Okay. I think you need to take your dad to coffee and tell him that.
Yep. I have the second part of the question in regards to the sister is I have said that, and it's almost like it just falls on deaf ears.
Yeah. Well, just try it again and say, Dad, I don't think I got through to you. Let me try it one more time. I am not going to be partners with my sister, and I am not getting a bank loan. So if you want me to take these stores, we have to figure out another way to do it.
Sure.
I'm not going to do it. It gives me a headache thinking about it. I'm not going to do it. It's none of these things make sense to me. I'm a good operator. I know how to run these stores. I love my sister, but she is not. She's not qualified to be an equal partner in this. And by the way, how is she going to get her money? Is she going to the bank too?
Exactly.
Huh?
Nope. It'd be a structured kind of like a sweetheart deal, just like kind of like how I got type of deal.
For 50% of it.
Yeah.
But he wants you to go to the bank for your other 25, and you've been there doing all this.
Yep, for the last 5 years. Correct.
Does that seem right? It doesn't seem right to me.
No, and it's kind of no, you're exactly right. And it's kind of putting a wedge between our relationship on a personal level too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Dad, I love you, but I can't do this. And if you want to just sell the stores, I'll take my 25% and I'll pay off your loan out of that, and I'll just go do something else with my life. Because I can't do this. I'm not willing to do it.
Yeah. And are you familiar? We are an S corporation, and our accountant kind of told us in regards to that. So there is with our payment or installment that we make every month in regards to the 25% ownership we did before. There is a thing called profit sharing that we need to make sure that we are. Is that so? If like we make a payment for $1,000, they need to take a draw out for $1,000 also. So really, they're getting paid $2,000 instead of the $1,000.
Well, however, you need to calculate accurately with your accountant's help what the balance on the loan is, and then when they sell the stores, you take out, you have to pay back the balance of the loan and minus subtracted from your 25% of position.
Sure.
And if they want to give your sister half the money, they guess they can do that. It's their money.
Sure.
But if you want these stores to continue to operate and me to lead them, we're going to do this in a different way. I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to sign up for this. I do not want to be 50-50 partners with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, and I do not want to be in debt to the bank. Neither one of these things do anything except make my stomach turn. And Dad, I love you, and I've appreciated the opportunity, and it's been a good run. But if you have different plans, it's your store. He owns 75%. He can do with it what he wants.
Yep.
If you don't want me to take it, my terms are that I'm going to take the whole thing, and we're going to figure out a way to do that without a bank loan. And I will get you paid very, very quickly. But I'm not going to, So here's the thing. What's your net profit when all the smoke clears on these stores?
Yep. So the last couple of years, we did right over about $500,000.
Out of the $6 million. Okay.
Yep.
So you're operating on about an 8% margin.
Yep.
Okay. And so he feels like the stores are worth what?
Yep. So 25% owners right now, we would say about.
Now, what are the stores worth?
Oh, sorry. Sure.
The whole business. Now, is the real estate included?
So essentially, we are a small town. So yes, real estate is included. We would say each store, but probably the stores are going to be around like $2 million. There is a hefty amount of cash that we do have on these as well.
Stop. No, that doesn't have anything to do with it. To start with, one more time, do you guys own the real estate or do you rent the real estate?
No, we own.
Okay, so there's real estate that has a value. That's a separate issue. Sure. The business has a value, and the business makes $500,000 a year. So the business is worth somewhere around $2 million.
Correct.
Okay. And then the real estate has a value in addition to that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what do you think the real estate is worth?
So, we are a small town.
Yeah, you told me.
Real estate's it's real hard to even say, because if there wasn't a grocery store here, would it be anything? They are.
You're in the middle of nowhere. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you think it's worth? If you were to have an appraiser come and appraise it, what would they say it's worth?
I mean, something for the square footage, it's going to be probably over $500,000.
Okay.
Probably in both of them.
All right. So let's say that $500,000 buys the real estate and $2 million buys the business. Okay. Mm-hmm. What do you make as a salary today?
Yep. So we just pay. So we actually just pay ourselves a minimum. So my wife and I make about $50,000 a year. So $25,000 a piece.
All right. So Dad, I will continue to live on $50,000 and give you 100% of the profits above that until we get to $2 million, and then I'll own the business.
Okay.
So basically, Dad, in about 4 years, you'll have all your money.
Okay.
And then I will buy the real estate the next year for cash out of the proceeds, and I will not take more than $50,000 out of the business until you're paid 100% out. And so I'll buy the business for $2 million, the real estate for $500,000. You will have all of your money at $500,000 in 5 years.
Okay.
For both pieces, and that's plenty of money for you. You're getting $500,000 a year. You're retired, and you can invest all of that and retire nicely on $2.5 million that you receive over that period of time. And I'm happy to continue to employ my sister. That is a deal I will do. But I will not go to the bank and borrow the money, and I will not be partners with my sister.
Sure.
And if you want to sell based on that, or you want to do something else based on that, you can do whatever. It's your stores. And I'm only a 25% owner, so I can't tell you what to do. But I am not going to do this, Dad. I love you. I love my sister. It's not a question of that. But my love is not dependent upon these stores, and these stores are not dependent upon my love. So we can still be father and son and brother and sister without these grocery stores. They are not us. They're just stores. Well, and I'll go do something else. But before I'll sign up for a deal that makes my stomach churn, right? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, it's exactly, and I really appreciate it. That's kind of just maybe I haven't been bold enough in saying it that way, but
well, I don't know any other way to say it, because we can dance around it, but he's not hearing you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play in a sandbox that's designed this way, is what you're telling me. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just helping you formulate it.
Yeah. And Dave, we've been on your plan for about a year, and we've paid off a lot of debt. So that's just the more that I've listened to you, the more that I've.
Yeah. So Zach, how old are you?
Yep, 34.
Okay. And does your wife have a separate career?
Nope. She stays home with the kids.
Okay. So let's just be real clear, okay? Your dad is making $500,000 a year. You're making $50,000 a year. And you're doing all the work right now, or a large portion of the work. So, I mean, he's got borderline slave labor here. My son works here, and he doesn't make as much as I make, but he don't make $50,000 a year.
Sure.
Okay, so and if you want to, you should be technically, if you have 25% of the ownership, you ought to be getting 25% of $500,000.
Sure.
On top of your salary.
Yeah, we do. I should have been more clear. We do get to do some of that. Yeah, we do.
Oh, you get $125,000 a year coming to you now?
We just pay. Yeah, well, we just pay ourselves a normal hourly wage plus. At the end of the year, we would have.
So you throw all of that profit at the loan?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So you're already kind of doing what I was outlining.
Yeah.
But your 25%, what was it valued at?
When we bought that 3 years ago, at $350,000.
Okay. And you've thrown $125,000 a year at it for how long?
Well, no, we didn't the first couple of years. No, we did not.
Oh, okay.
Because I was doing all personal debt off of that.
So how much have you thrown at it?
So we paid over $200,000 on it, so we have $150,000 left.
Okay. But you've been averaging $125,000 a year for how many years?
Well, 3, but yeah, and it's just I haven't, 3 years.
So you just didn't put it all on there. I got you. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Yep.
So can you live on 50?
Easily.
Okay.
Yep.
And throw everything else at it until he's paid out, like I said.
I believe so. Yeah.
That formula would work. We'll raise it to 75. I don't care. It just doesn't need to be 175. He needs to get his money fast. The faster he gets his money, the more likely he is to go along with this.
Okay.
But I don't see that he's got a lot of options, because who else is going to buy this for $2 million?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. It's going to take a while to sell it anyways.
Yeah. Because the only value it has to you to own it is the operation of it.
Sure.
The cash flow that you make out of it, because as an asset, you've got 2 grocery stores in tiny little towns. Very difficult to market them. Agreed?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it can be hard to market them to somebody else. So I don't want to be mean or anything, but your dad doesn't have a lot of choices here. You're it.
Sure.
So you got in that point, you've got a pretty good negotiating position. Now, I'm not suggesting you strong arm your dad. That's not my point. Yeah. But I am saying your dad needs to rethink how he's just throwing things around. I'm just going to do this, and you're going to do that. And no, Dad, I'm really not.
Yeah.
I love you, but I'm not going to prove how much I love you by doing something stupid. Yeah. So that's where we'll go. Zach, you're a good man. Your dad's a good man. He just hadn't thought this through. He's fumbling around trying to figure out his exit plan. And like most small business owners, has a crummy exit plan, which was none. And then he just woke up and went, I'm going to quit in a year. How am I going to do that? Oh, we got to give the kids something. We got to give the daughter something. Oh, what about old Zach? Well, we'll make Zach go to the bank, get some money because he can do it, and then we'll have a little money, and this is great. And he just figured all this out one morning in the shower because he hasn't really thought it out way in advance. And so that's how most people do it, folks, and this is the problem with small business succession planning. You need to have your exit clearly defined and start working on it 10 to 15 years before you do it. And it keeps you can ease into it that way, and nobody gets their feelings hurt. And by the way, you're not being fair to the sister. There's no obligation for the sister to be in the business. Now, if you want to be fair to the sister, leave half of your money when you die to your sister and half to the son. That would be fair. But you're not obligated to leave half to give her half the business of the sweetheart deal after the other guy's been there running the thing. So there we go.